Today, we're addressing one of the most pressing issues facing households in 2025: grocery availability. By early April, certain essential items will become increasingly difficult, if not nearly impossible, to find on store shelves. Rising food prices, climate-related disruptions, supply chain bottlenecks, and shifting global demand are all contributing to this crisis. In this video, I'll reveal 12 specific grocery items that experts predict will be extremely hard to find before April hits. If you want to ensure your household is ready for what's coming, stick around until the end. Let's dive in. Let's start with a summertime favorite: berries. I'm talking about blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, the whole bunch. These delicious fruits are not only nutritious but also incredibly versatile. However, their short harvest window makes them particularly vulnerable to shortages. Any disruption during their growing season, whether it's unexpected frost, extreme heat, or water shortages, can significantly impact the yield. Add to that the increasing cost of labor, transportation, and packaging, and you've got a recipe for some seriously empty shelves in the berry aisle. But hey, don't despair just yet. There are things we can do. We'll talk about alternative options and preservation methods later in the video. For now, just be aware that those little packages of sunshine might become a rare sight in the coming months. Okay, so we've covered fresh berries, but what about those exotic fruits that add a taste of the tropics to our lives? Mangoes, pineapples, papayas. Well, brace yourselves, because getting your hands on these tropical delights is about to get a whole lot harder, especially in their frozen form. Shipping costs from Southeast Asia have practically tripled in recent months, leading to potential shortages. So, if you're a fan of smoothies, fruit salads, or just enjoy having a bag of frozen mango chunks on hand, you might want to start stocking up now while you still can. All right, let's move on from fruits to another staple in a healthy diet: leafy greens. Spinach, lettuce, kale, arugula, all those good things that make our salads crunchy and our bodies happy. Unfortunately, these nutritional powerhouses are also facing some serious challenges. A large portion of our leafy greens are grown in California, a state grappling with severe drought and water restrictions. This means that farmers are having a harder time irrigating their crops, which in turn affects the yield and quality of the produce. As these environmental challenges persist, we can expect to see fewer and fewer leafy greens on our supermarket shelves. So what can we do? Well, for starters, we can try to reduce our food waste by only buying what we need and using up our greens before they go bad. From leafy greens, let's move on to something a little more, oily. Now, I'm not talking about your everyday vegetable oil here. I'm talking about those specialty cooking oils that have become increasingly popular in recent years, especially coconut oil. The global demand for coconut oil has skyrocketed, driven by its use not just in food, but also in cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, and even biofuel. This surge in demand, coupled with factors like unfavorable weather conditions in coconut-producing regions and labor shortages, has put a strain on the supply chain, leading to higher prices. And it's not just coconut oil. Other specialty oils are facing similar challenges. So, if you're someone who relies on these specialty oils for cooking, baking, or even skincare, be prepared to shell out a little extra cash or start looking for alternatives. Let's be honest, who doesn't love a good cheese board? That perfect combination of creamy, tangy, and sharp flavors is enough to make anyone's mouth water. But if you're a fan of imported cheeses, get ready for some bad news. Imported cheeses like French Brie, Italian Parmesan, and Spanish Manchego are facing a perfect storm. Labor shortages, increased transportation costs, and trade disputes are creating a cheese crisis. Okay, let's face it, avocado toast has become a millennial icon. But if you're someone who can't start their day without that creamy green goodness, you might want to brace yourself for some bad news. The main culprit? Droughts in Mexico, the world's largest avocado producer. Avocados are notoriously thirsty crops, and with water becoming increasingly scarce in Mexico's avocado-growing regions, yields are plummeting. Rising labor costs, cartel-related violence in avocado-producing areas, and increased global demand are all contributing to the avocado crisis. So, what can you do? Well, for starters, you can try to diversify your diet and explore other healthy fat sources. Pancakes, waffles, French toast, they all have one thing in common. They're infinitely better with a generous drizzle of maple syrup. But what happens when that sweet, sticky goodness becomes a rare commodity? That's the reality we're facing as maple syrup, particularly the pure natural kind, is facing its own set of challenges. Maple syrup production requires specific temperature fluctuations, freezing nights followed by warmer days, to stimulate sap flow in maple trees. But as climate change wreaks havoc on weather patterns, those predictable temperature swings are becoming a thing of the past. This, in turn, is leading to a decrease in maple syrup production, driving up prices, and raising concerns about potential shortages in the near future. A vanilla extract. It's the secret ingredient that adds a warm, comforting flavor to countless desserts. But behind that familiar aroma lies a complex and fragile supply chain that's being threatened by a multitude of factors, from political instability to climate change. Madagascar, the world's leading producer of vanilla beans, has been grappling with political turmoil, economic hardship, and extreme weather events, all of which have taken a toll on its vanilla production. This, coupled with increasing global demand for natural vanilla flavoring, has driven up the price of vanilla beans to record highs. This has created a volatile and often dangerous situation for vanilla farmers in Madagascar, many of whom struggle to make a living from their crops. Hummus, that creamy, flavorful dip made from chickpeas, has become a global sensation. But the future of this beloved snack is uncertain as chickpeas, those humble legumes that form the base of hummus, are facing a growing crisis. Global demand for chickpeas has been steadily increasing, driven by a growing awareness of their health benefits and their versatility in various cuisines. Climate change is playing a significant role, as droughts and extreme temperatures in major chickpea-producing regions like India, Australia, and the United States have hampered crop yields. Additionally, geopolitical instability, trade disputes, and rising transportation costs have further disrupted the global chickpea supply chain. Pasta, a culinary staple enjoyed worldwide, is facing its own set of challenges, particularly those specialty varieties that go beyond your basic spaghetti and penne. We're talking about those artisan pastas made with durum wheat, a hard wheat variety prized for its high protein content and ability to hold its shape after cooking. The majority of durum wheat used for pasta production comes from the Mississippi River Basin in the United States, a region that has been hit hard by climate change in recent years. Excessive rainfall and flooding have damaged durum wheat crops, reducing yields and affecting the quality of the grain. As a result, we're seeing price increases and potential shortages of specialty pasta varieties made with durum wheat. For many of us, coffee is more than just a beverage. It's a ritual, a source of comfort, and a vital part of our daily routine. But the future of our beloved coffee is uncertain as climate change threatens to disrupt the delicate balance required to grow high-quality coffee beans. Arabica coffee, the variety prized for its smooth flavor and aroma, is particularly vulnerable to climate change. Coffee-growing regions around the world are experiencing increasingly erratic weather patterns, including droughts, floods, and extreme temperatures. As a result, we're seeing price increases and potential shortages of premium coffee beans. We've talked about fresh produce, specialty items, and even our caffeine fix. But what about those pantry staples we rely on for quick meals and emergency situations? You know, canned goods, those trusty cans of soup, beans, vegetables, and fruits that have a long shelf life and can be stored for months. While canned goods might seem like a safe bet, their production and availability are intricately linked to the same factors affecting other food items. The rising cost of raw materials, particularly aluminum for cans and transportation costs, is impacting the production costs for canned goods. Labor shortages in the food processing and transportation industries are creating bottlenecks in the supply chain, slowing down production and distribution. So while stocking up on canned goods is always a good idea for emergency preparedness, it's essential to be mindful of potential price hikes and availability issues in the coming months. So there you have it, 12 grocery items that will be extremely hard to find before April 2025. Vanilla extract, chickpeas, premium coffee beans, and canned goods. Preparation is key. Add extra items to your cart each trip. Check smaller stores or farmers markets for overlooked stock. Hit like if this was helpful. Thank you for watching.